right. I think we are soon to be live. Let me know when people start joining. I'll just continue setting up some chats here. Welcome, everybody. Who came ready for a crossword? We got one across on screen as usual, so if you want to get started on it. Let's see. Sorry, bear with me as I set up my chats. I'm going to give people a second to join here. All right, Arkadium's here. See that? Let's see. Where's my TikTok chat? We'll get started in just a moment as people start filing in. There we go. There we go. Okay. I see TikTok. Kaz is back. That's always great to hear. I see YouTube and Facebook. Okay, I think we are finally in business. Thanks for your patience. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Crossword Live. So this is the show where we solve one of Arkadium's crossword puzzles together. My name's Jack, so I'll be guiding us through the puzzle, but these are always the most fun, the more collaborative they are. So you can see the clues right here in this bluish panel, and whenever you think you know an answer, type it into chat, and I'll be reading everyone's comments and trying to really make this a crowdsourced effort. We've been having a lot of fun the last few days, starting to get pretty smooth on these, especially when everybody plays. So I hope today is a good time. So today's puzzle, let me just check the info. So it's called Talon Show by Sally R. Stein. So already a little punniness in the title. Talon Show seems like a play on talent show, like a variety show where people show off their talents. But this is Talon Show, so somehow talons are going to be scratching through our grid, and we'll have to discover that as we go along. Hey, Captain Jack, welcome back. Best username in the chat. I'm partial to Jax. I'm also partial to Captain Jack Sparrow because he's an awesome character. All right, let's dive into the puzzle. So one across, we have finance degree, and degree is abbreviated. So there's probably going to be, a lot of degrees are 3 letters, like an MFA is a degree that comes in 3 letters. Morning, and Kaz. But this one's in finance. So what do finance people get? Motel's swimming spot. Okay, maybe some ideas on that. Yeah, Captain Jack says MBA for one across. That looks good to me. Masters in Business Administration looks right for an MBA. That's what finance folks get their higher degrees in. Kaz says CPA. That's actually not bad either. So maybe we'll just need the crosses to tell us. Let's check this M down and see how it's looking. Monte Carlo's country. Anyone know this? Monte Carlo is a famous casino. I was actually there last year. I'm not a huge gambler, but I was in the area, and it's a big spectacle. So I just wanted to check it out. Yeah, Monaco. Everyone knows it. Turns out, Monaco. It's a very interesting place. 2 down, lowest part. And what do we have here? Okay, Actor Baldwin. This is a gimme. We've got Actor Baldwin, 4 letters starting with an A, so someone definitely knows that one. Let's see. And we still have Motel's swimming pool. And it's 16, initial poker payment. Okay, a lot of casino references. All right, user, I can't read all those numbers, but there's a user who's telling me Alec. Well done. Yeah, Alec Baldwin, of course. What's your favorite Alec Baldwin movie or TV show? Yeah, and everyone's writing initial poker payment for ante. You gotta pay the pot to play. Nice job. All right, we're moving smoothly. Lowly chess piece. Lowly chess piece. And lowest part right here. And what's 22 across this little one? Sergeant for 1. Okay, and again, sergeant is abbreviated, so we should expect an abbreviation in the answer. What do we think? Also, we still haven't gotten this motel swimming spot. Alec Baldwin has been in 30 Rock. That's where a lot of people love him from, at least more recently. But he had a whole movie career before that. Glenn Ross. He has a very famous monologue in that movie. Always be closing. Yeah, people writing pool for motel swimming spot. It's nice. Yeah, the clue could have just been swimming spot, like pools are where you swim, but something about adding motel gives you a whole image in your head, right? Like now you're picturing the I can almost smell the motel swimming pool, and it doesn't smell quite the same as just any old pool. Sean is back. Madison is here. Welcome, everybody. Who knows the lowly chess piece? Any chess players in chat? And we have lowest part. Okay, now I'm finally seeing what lowest part. Yeah, user writes dead leaves on top for the motel pool. Exactly. There's something about the motel pool that it strikes a different kind of image in your head than just swimming spot would. Bottom, nice. Yeah, lowest part for bottom looks very good to me. Ghost, it's Aiden. Hello to you too. You here to solve a crossword? We're doing it together. You can always see the clues here, so if you ever think you know something, then let us know. And I'm disappointed there are no chess players in chat. I am an avid chess player. We can try to get a little hint with this first long across entry, so keep a close eye on. Okay. It's always tough to get these when you only have a few letters in because they're so long, so much to fill in your mind. And then any clues on Sergeant for 1? Ghost Aiden says, "What's up?" Not much. Solving a crossword. It's kind of a gray day in the New York area, but Sunday morning is a perfect time for a crossword puzzle. User writes NCO. Nice. Yeah. I think that's a non-combatant officer. Non-combat officer. Well done. Very well done. All right, I will not be supplying 12 down. Someone needs to make me proud and tell me what the lowly chess piece is. And we need more chess fans out there. Oh, non-commissioned. Thank you, Captain Jack. Okay, I was wrong. It's not non-combat. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Non-commissioned. Okay, cool. Up here at 4 across, we have shortened form of a word. And interestingly, we have a shortened form of the word word in the clue. 12 down isn't showing up in TikTok comments. Banned, probably? Everyone's saying abbreviation for shortened form of word. Yeah. And this letter string is actually very common in crossword clues where they want to signal to you that something's an abbreviation. So we're all familiar with that. Yep, user writes W. I'm assuming that's to complete pawn, the lowly chess piece. And honestly, while pawns are kind of worth the least in chess, I think they are undervalued. Pawns are sort of the soul of a chess position, so I maybe take issue with that clue. They are not lowly. They are very important. Swiss Miss of Kid Lit. That's an interesting clue. And it kind of reminds me of Swiss Miss, the cocoa brand, right? that cocoa powder, but I doubt that that's what they're talking about. I think they're talking about a woman who is Swiss and who is in children's literature, but I don't actually know. Yeah, Captain Jack says actually the king is the weakest person on the boat. In some ways, that's very true. The king has certain disadvantages, very vulnerable in a game of chess. Okay, 4 down is confuse. 5 down is cooks on a rotisserie. Hansel, where is Hansel? Oh, for the Swiss Miss? Yeah, unfortunately Hansel doesn't fit. It's an interesting guess, like Hansel and Gretel. Angie from YouTube writes, Heidi. That looks great. Well done. Yeah, I had no idea, but I think that's looking perfect. And I like that the H in Heidi completes this word watch, which seems like a good start to a phrase that means keep a close eye on. So everything seems to be slotting together here. Electric fish. Eel. You guys wasted no time on that one. Eel, I know it. Eel is super common in crossword puzzles. I think I read once that eel is in like 50% of published crossword puzzles. Isn't that amazing? It's because it's short, it's mostly vowels. By the way, can you guys hear the music? And would it be better if it was louder or softer, or is it perfect? Confuse. 27 across is probably omni. Oh yeah, let's check that. Prefix meaning all. Yeah, omni, omnipotent, omniscient. They all mean all knowing, all powerful. Great. Great job. Anonymous user tells me that the music is perfect. Sean agrees. Awesome. Confuse. Cooks on a rotisserie. So what's this? Like, I'm thinking about rotating, right? Yeah, chicken. Chicken is what you cook on a rotisserie. But, I guess this is looking for a verb, you know, cooks. So it's going to be some verb that means cooks in some specific way. Defraud. Interesting. And what do we have here? Let's go. Ugh, I don't even want to think about this one. It's so many blanks. Just starts with a little R, which does not give us much of a toehold. I don't think I'm getting let's go just from that. Patman coming in with broils. Yeah, that looks perfect. Patman, well done. Yeah, Sean close behind with broils. I think that's right. To cook a rotisserie chicken, you broil it. Not as moist. Oh, Angry Old Man has a guess for 7 down. Let's go. Releases, yeah, that works. Oh, that works perfectly. Wow. Nice spot. I was too intimidated to even try this with all those blanks. Alright, not as moist. And movers wheeled platform. Okay. 13 is drier, maybe? Yeah, that seems right. Like, if you're not as moist, you're not as wet, you're more dry. Yeah, and I think there are 2 different words. There's drier with an I here and drier with a Y here, but I think this one refers to the machine that dries your clothes. And then with an I, it refers to just the comparative. I'm more dry than something else. Everyone's screaming dolly at me. Yeah, that's got to be the movers wheeled platform. Yeah, movers will move heavy things on dollies. Nice. This is going smoothly. Okay, now with all these letters in place, confuse is looking gettable. Defraud. Bit of an unusual word there. Ooh, who knows the TV host Seacrest? Sarah, welcome. Sarah tells me that confuse is addle. Yeah, and Sarah, you're not confused at all. You're on it. Bill. Someone says bill. Yeah, for defraud, to bill, maybe. Like when you bill someone, you're trying to fraud them out of their money. Possibly. I'm not 100% on it, though. Yeah, Sarah and User and Sean are also saying Ryan Seacrest. Great work. What's he up to these days? Is he on a regular talk show? Yeah, people like Bill for 6 down, so let's write it. Ooh, except Captain Jack just saw something great that does conflict with Bill, so I'm gonna delete this L. Captain Jack says to keep a close eye on is watch like a hawk. What a nice entry. Watch like a hawk is when you keep a close eye on something. I love it. Sean is telling me that Santa Ana is the California city. Oh yeah, and let's check 6 down. So it was bilk. Not a super common word, but it is a word that means to defraud. To bilk. Let's all try to use bilk in a sentence today. Oh, Ryan Seacrest still hosts American Idol. Thanks for telling me that. Yeah, I haven't watched American Idol in a while. Okay, Leaning Tower City. I think we all know this. Oh, but also people want to look at 29. Yeah, bro's sibling is sis. Yeah, bro is short for brother, sis is short for sister. That makes perfect sense. And everyone knows the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Anyone been there? I would love to have seen it, but I've never been to Pisa. I've been near there, but wasn't able to make it quite to Pisa. Attention-getting sound. Quaint lodgings. And drench. Hello, Manuka. Welcome. Patman says the attention-getting sound is a ping. Yeah, that's very plausible. Yeah, everyone likes ping. Like your phone pings, it gets your attention. Good. And drench is soak, yeah. That's solid. Nice job. Okay, 15 across. We still have quaint lodgings. And should we check out these downs? Blizzard clearing vehicle. Sean, you're calling from Trinidad, really? Welcome. That's awesome. Bogus cure-all. Interesting. Couple of cool clues at 9 and 10 down. And what was 11? For shame. And it's in quotes, so you should imagine someone saying, for shame. Like in Game of Thrones when she goes, shame, shame. It's kind of like that. We may have an error somewhere in the grid. I'll let an astute viewer tell me where it is. Veggie in a pod. Yeah, user says, I don't think ping is right. I think I have to agree. It definitely works with the clue, but it just doesn't work with the crosses, unfortunately. So we're going to have to think of a different attention-getting sound. Yeah, everyone likes P for P in a pod. That's got to be it. Oh, Raggedy Doll. Oh yeah, we had one of these recently. Who remembers the Raggedy Doll? Yeah, Raggedy Ann. Kaz got it. And there's confusion yesterday because it was 4 letters, and so we just put an E on the end for Raggedy Ann, but it turned out it was her brother Raggedy Andy, who was in yesterday's puzzle. Okay, but I'm missing everybody. Everybody's filling in the rest of the puzzle without me. So 9 down looks like snowplow. Yeah, exactly. Snowplow for a blizzard clearing vehicle. Excellent work. Yeah, and 8 down looks like it was psst, which is also an attention-getting sound. I thought ping made good sense, but this is working better with the crosses. Nice work. And Patman says that a bogus cure-all is snake oil. That's a nice bonus entry. Snake oil salesman. Okay, only 1 letter left in this section. It's pretty obvious. Quaint lodgings look like inns, and that tells us that the for shame is tisk. You know, if you say tisk tisk, you're scolding someone with your finger. It's kind of an interesting intersection here. Psst and tisk. Everyone try to say that 10 times. All right, 21. I don't think we've seen this one before. Owns. You guys are really crushing this puzzle. I love to see it. We're working together. We're learning. We're all going to use bilk in a sentence today. Yeah, I think owns is has. That looks right. And beauty parlor is salon. Great. Sometimes once you have all the letters in, sometimes these become gimmies. Tender beef cut. Yeah, tenderloin. Amelia, welcome and very nice job. All right, and we have pretty much completed like the top, what is that, third almost? Maybe a little more of this puzzle. www.harvard.what? Interesting clue. So we got to fill in the blank, 3 letters. And 28 down is full of current info. Yeah, everyone's saying edu. Yep. Exactly. And they use Harvard here. Normally URLs end in .com, but they use a school here so that that it's actually the edu ending. See, sometimes you'll see gov in the clue, and then it might be, www.whitehouse.gov or something. Where DC is capital. Okay. And full of current info. Yeah, Sean writes news, which makes sense conceptually, but it doesn't fit, right? There's also, yeah, so maybe it's news something. And where DC is capital is USA. Awesome. Patman, you're calling from Colombia, is that right? And have we looked at this one? Science giant Newton. Who knows their science history? Work with a needle and thread. I feel like we have so many different toe holds in this section. We're really kind of raining down on the grid. We could solve from any point along this middle line. Oh, Patman's from Germany. Well, welcome. Yeah, and Sarah, I believe it was, said Isaac. Isaac Newton, of course, have worked out much of, modern physics. The classic apple falling on his head, discovering gravity. Work with needle and thread, people are telling me so. And used to be is was, yeah. You guys are on this puzzle like a hawk, let me tell you. And I think we have a second theme answer here. So we have very knowledgeable at 38 across. And we have a smattering of letters in. Any thoughts on what this might be? Someone says make it so. Do you mean here? What do you mean, Patman? Or is it here? No? As wise as an owl. Nice. As wise as an owl. Okay. So this is very cool. I think we've uncovered a theme here. So we have this first longest entry is watch like a hawk, and the second one is as wise as an owl. And I remember the title of the puzzle, if I can remind us, was Talon Show. So now this makes sense. These are all birds that have talons. And these are both, normal phrases that you use in the English language, but they refer to, they're similes with birds. So watch like a hawk and wise as an owl. And it seems like we're going to have one more in the near future. So I think this is very cute. People are telling me that 44 dad's boy. Yeah, everyone says dad's boy is son. That's got to be right. What do we have here? Go blank for the ride. And it was someone else, in quotes. It's a curious clue. Have we looked at this one? Oh yeah, we still have full of current info, and we have the W, but what is this? Okay, everyone agrees along for go along for the ride. Nice work. Kaz says not me. Nice. Yeah, that's like, it was someone else, not me. It's like something you'd shout with your hands up in the air. TG looks strange, but maybe this clue can make some sense of it. Hello, Paula. Welcome. Do you solve crossword puzzles? And if not, today's your day, because that's what we're doing. Yeah, everyone says the workers' week-ending shout is TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Oops, not TGGF. Thank God it's Friday. Fortunately, tomorrow's Monday. Friday is a very long way away, so we'll all be shouting this later in the week. Jay Astier, welcome back. You knew that as well. Okay, blank loss for words. I think that one's pretty gettable. And winter driving hazard. What do we think? Yeah, at a loss for words. And you guys are not at a loss for words. You guys seem to know all the answers to these puzzles. It's awesome. Winter driving hazard is ice. Indeed, you don't want to be slipping and skidding around on your ice. What's this long one? Paperless travel documents. Paperless travel documents? Not entirely sure. Not obvious to me. We still have this dangling clue. I don't think anyone has given me an answer to this. Full of current info. Seems like a tough one. Let's stick to this section. I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place. Let's just do this the right way. Oh, but just as I say that, I gotta honor Jay Astier getting e-tickets. Very cool. E-tickets, like electronic tickets, you know, that you'd scan on your phone as opposed to printing a physical one. They're paperless. Yeah, not the easiest one to see. Well done, Jay Astier. Yeah, can we have 42 across? I agree. Big coffee brewers. Okay. I don't think that's a gimme, not for me at least. Remains. Galahad or Lancelot? Interesting. Who knows these gents? And what do we have here? Battleship designation. Kind of a tough section. Should we look at the long downs? Clever trick, starting with an A. And says grr too. I don't know. Who's got insight? Someone says rests. For remains? Ah, Sir Lancelot. I like that. Yeah, and Sir Galahad in the other chat. So I think Sir is very promising for 52 across. Someone says 45 across is ashes. Remains and ashes. Ah, tough one. It's interesting because remains actually means a lot of things. And the first thing I think with remains is like to stay put. Stays put, remains, you know, doesn't leave. Yeah, Sarah says stays. And honestly, that could be the answer still. But I think ashes is very clever in that, like, you do call ashes remains. Ooh, although, now that I say that with these crosses, stays might look better. Stays might look better. What do we think? Yeah, Jay Astier says, don't like ashes. Okay. After my whole spiel, I'll take it out. And sorry if I miss your input. Chat is going pretty fast, and I'm trying to keep up with everyone. Yeah, for example, I missed that Angie a while ago put urns for big coffee brewers. That looks nice. Big coffee brewers for urns. Okay. We have 4 out of the 5 letter. We have 80% of this word. What is it? Has anyone written it? Full of current info. Yeah, newsy. Nice job, Angie. That seemed to be the toughest word so far. Newsy, if you haven't seen this word before, it means like up on current info, having read a lot of news. Very good work. Yeah, Sarah knew it as well. Okay, cool. So we're actually chipping away at this section here. I think this section has been the toughest so far. Battleship designation. Still don't really know what this is going for. And clever trick. Oh, and people are saying, yeah, remains and stays. Yeah, now that we have the Y in place on Newsy, I think stays makes a lot of sense. It could have been Ashes, I just want to say. It really could have been. But the crosses have spoken, and they get final word. Battleship, oh, okay. So battleship designation was USS, like those the letters before a battleship name. Good. All right, now I'm feeling more confident coming into this bottom section here. Clever trick. And says gur to. And we can check some of these short ones in the meantime. Hospital professionals, and hospital is abbreviated. So this could be like doctors or nurses, but some kind of shortened version of it. Stand up. College sports org. Anyone following March Madness? I think yesterday was the Final Four were playing off. I don't really follow basketball, so I don't know what happened, but any fans want to fill me in? Jay Astier writes, snarls at. Nice. Says gur to is to snarl at. Yeah, like a junkyard dog. Great entry. And Jay Astier says RNs is common. Yeah, registered nurse, abbreviated like this, is a common entry in crossword puzzles because it's, friendly letters, easy to fill with crosses. So that seems very plausible to me as well. And Jay Astier on a tear, telling me NCAA for the college sports org. Do you follow March Madness? And Angie writes that stand up is rise. Looks great. All right, TikTok, you got to step up. YouTube is taking all the pride here. YouTube chat is on fire. Complete collections. I think I have an idea for that. Affirmative votes. And what was this one? Ooh, clever trick. Yeah, we figured that one out. Yeah, Jay Astier doesn't follow college basketball either. Someone in chat must, right? March Madness is super popular. Angie, well done. Complete collections look like sets. Yeah, like if you're a collector, you collect baseball cards or something, maybe you get a whole set. Nice job. Yeah, and Jay Astier says artifice for clever trick. I like that word. An artifice. Great job. All right, let's get one more here and then see if we can get this long across. Affirmative votes. In French, you say fire artifice for fireworks. Really? That's how the translation of fireworks is in French? It means fire artifice? That's cool. And have we looked at this? This is an abbreviation for a city. Not immediately sure what this is getting at. But Jay Astier tells me that affirmative votes are yays. Yeah, like yay and nay might be votes in parliament. Nice work. All right, I see fly here, which works beautifully with our theme so far. So soar. And remember, in our theme, we have watch like a hawk, as wise as an owl. And what's this last one going to be? Soar. Jay Astier writes STL here for St. Louis. Yeah, I've definitely seen that shorthand for St. Louis. And St. Louis is in Missouri, so I think that is a very plausible entry there. Oh, this one's a gimme. This one's a gimme. Unless you're in the UK where they call it noughts and crosses. But I'm just going to write that one in. That's tic-tac-toe. Yeah, Jay writes, fly like something. Fly like an eagle. Nice job, Angie. Fly like an eagle. Awesome. I think that's very fun. So we have 3 very real phrases. These are not forced or made up, but they're all kind of similes, really. They're all similes with birds, and it's called a Talon show. Very cute. Well done, Sally Stein, who made this puzzle. Fly like an eagle, as wise as an owl, and watch like a hawk. And just like that, we are soaring through this puzzle. Ventilates. Currency in Germany. Blackboard accessory. Yeah, people in I think TikTok chat was lagging for me and just updated. I'm so sorry. Wow, yeah, I'm scrolling back and seeing everyone knew all these answers. But I'm seeing you now, so very sorry if I was ignoring you. It's true, I am monitoring 2 chats, also looking at YouTube now. But everyone on TikTok is agreeing that the currency in Germany is euro. Sorry for neglecting y'all. We have exploit again, throat ailment, and alphabetize. What do we think? And if someone on TikTok already gave me the Blackboard accessory or all thumbs, let me know. 64 across is reuse. Let's see. Exploit again. Yeah, that seems very right. Whenever you see again in the clue, it often starts with an RE, because RE as a prefix means to do something again. So reuse, you re-exploit. You exploit again. And Sean telling me that the throat ailment is strep. Very nice. I mean, not very nice for the people with strep, but very nice in terms of filling in this crossword puzzle. Ventilates, that tells us ventilates is airs. I love checking the crosses and seeing that they work perfectly. So we have alphabetize. We have Blackboard accessory. I think we can see this one. And we have all thumbs. What does all thumbs mean? Oh, someone writes deuce. What's that for? Oh, I see. Maybe you were thinking for this one. It did fit when we just had the EU in the grid, but I think reuse makes more sense conceptually with the clue. Patman. Oh, and Sean telling me eraser. Blackboard accessory is an eraser. That looks perfect. Yeah. It reminds me of anyone back in school take 2 erasers together and clap them and you get a big plume of smoke. It's probably not very good to breathe that stuff in, but I have so many memories of doing that. Edge of a hoop, I'm being told, is a rim. Yep, another basketball reference. Anyone on TikTok watching March Madness? Yesterday was the Final Four, right? Tell me what happened. I don't even know. Yes, and all thumbs is inept. All thumbs is a nice phrase that means when you're all thumbs, you're inept. It's kind of imagining like you have 10 thumbs and they're all tripping over each other. You're inept. You can't do anything right. Great work, guys. All right, and we're in a last section of the puzzle. Honestly, it makes me a little sad. I don't wanna leave. Jay Astor says you got to do harder puzzles. Yeah, I am very open to that. I love hard puzzles. What do you guys think? TikTok, weigh in here. Should we do harder puzzles? Cambridge Engineering School, and school is abbreviated. Blank Club, a singing group. User 255, etc. says harder. Captain Jack says harder. All right, you guys are hungry for a challenge. Devours at 68 across. Rob says Glee for Glee Club. Great. Sarah says harder. All right, hey, you asked for it. I will deliver. What do we have here? Matured. And Jay Astier says eats. Where's eats? Devours? Yeah, devours and eats. And Metal Magic coming in with aged. Oh, we're flying now. Matured, aged. Looks great. And what do we have here? Tooth Pros degree. Huh. I'm guessing this is referring to dentists. What degrees do dentists have? We already had a degree at 1 across. Finance people get MBAs, but what do tooth pros get? We can look at the ups and downs here too. That makes me happy, in quotes. Oh, Debbie Grove says I saw this too late. Sorry about that. I'm here Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Put it in your calendar. And Amay, the other host, streams at noon on the other days. So, okay, people are telling me... Yeah, Angie says doctors maybe for Tooth Pro's degree. Maybe. I mean, Tooth Pros are doctors, but I don't know that DRS is the name of a degree, is what's giving me pause. Yeah, and then people are telling me that 50 down is I'm glad. I'm glad you all got that. I think that's right. That makes me happy. I'm glad. So now we have DD. Yeah, DDS, is that what it is? Is that what dentists get? Looking good. Looking good. Okay, we have boneless. Only 2 squares left. Honestly, it makes me kind of sad. I want to keep playing. 51 down, boneless steaks. Yeah, fillets right away. I can't even read that username. Sorry about that. And golf pegs crossing the Cambridge Engineering School for our very last entry. Very last clue. You could even just put 1 letter in chat. I'll know it when I see it. What do we think? Jay Astor says, why can't you keep playing? Yeah, maybe we'll consider that. T's. Everyone's writing T's for golf pegs. Yes, and that was it. Confetti achieved. Well done, everybody. That was super fun. And I like this crossword. It's got a very cute theme. It was called Talon Show, and it was all... Really, these are similes. Remember the difference between a simile and a metaphor? A simile is a comparison using like or as. So these are all similes involving birds. So watch like a hawk, as wise as an owl, and fly like an eagle. Which are all very in the language phrases that you might use on a day-to-day basis, and all laid out beautifully and symmetrically in the grid here. Plus, it had some fun bonus entries here. I think snowplow and snake oil right next to each other, snarls at, artifice. It's just a very well-constructed crossword puzzle. So thank you to Sally R. Stein for making a beautiful puzzle. What'd you guys think? And it seems like people want harder puzzles, which I am very open to. So I will be streaming again on Tuesday, same time, so 9 a.m. Tuesday, and maybe I'll have a harder puzzle loaded up. So don't miss it, and I really hope to see you there. And in the meantime, by the way, you should check out Arkadium, because if you want hard puzzles, they have a ton of them. If you want easy puzzles, they have a ton of them. And if you want non-crossword puzzles, but games to keep you entertained, they have a ton of them. So do check out Arkadium, and check out Amay's stream tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. All right, I'm signing off. Thanks, everybody. Bye.